Items that affect your credit score. To start with, there's several pieces that build your credit score. We're going to start with the biggest piece to begin with. Payment history. Payment history takes up about 35% of that pie that builds your actual credit score. So obviously payment history would include paying on time. But the more recent history that's paid on time is more critical than 2 years or 3 years ago. After 5 to 7 years, those items may show up on your credit, but they really don't have that much or little or no effect on your credit score. The level of debt or the amount of availability of debt that you have makes up about 30% of your overall pie chart as far as credit is concerned. So for example, if you've had some outstanding cards that over time, the balances maybe have been very low, but the amount you can borrow has been very high, that's a good thing. If you've had a credit card for maybe 5-6 years from Chase or Citibank or another major credit card, even though you don't use it a lot, you want to keep that card open. You want to keep that card active. You don't necessarily have to charge on it, but just having it on there gives you a higher level of credit that you can borrow against. That ratio is based on how much you could actually borrow and how much you actually owe. The wider that gap, the better it is for you. That allows your score to get even higher. Length of credit history accounts for about 15% of that overall pie chart. Length of credit history is important because the longer you've been able to maintain and pay on time, it looks good to creditors and lenders. So if you've had a credit card or a mortgage for 10 years and never had any issues, always paid on time, that's a good positive indicator on your credit. Credit inquiries only make up about 10% of the pie, but everyone always says credit inquiries and panics and gets all excited about credit inquiries. Credit inquiries have very little impact in the big picture of that full pie of how your credit works. Finally, the last little piece of that pie, which includes another 10%, is credit usage. Basically, how you use your credit. Is it all installment loans? Is it all car loans? Is it all credit cards? A good mix of bank loans, mortgages, revolving credit, student loans is usually a little bit better. However, it only makes up about 10% of that pie. And that's items that affect your credit score. Thanks for watching.